Hey guys, and welcome back to the rest of the videos. Here we're going to talk about 6.6 adding and subtracting fractions. Addition and subtraction of fractions, it means you must have the same denominators. You must have the same denominators. For example, this question here we have 4, we have 12 here. First thing we have to do, we have to make them have the same denominators. If they have a common number between them, it means we can make them the same. So the 4 here, we can multiply it by 3. So multiply this by 3. And at the same time, I'm going to multiply the numerator by 3. So whatever happens here, it must have in the numerator. So 3 times 4 is going to be 12, and 3 times 1 is going to be 3. So we have 3 over 12 plus 2 over 12 plus 2 over 12. Okay. So after having the same denominators, I can add and subtract fractions now. So the answer will be first the same denominator here, and 3 plus 2 is going to be 5. So the first thing we have to understand that when we add or subtract fractions, we must have the same denominators. If we can make one of them by changing one fraction only, it's better. If we can't, we'll talk about this in the next questions. So we made this have the same denominator, which is 12, by multiplying by 3, and then we're going to do the same here by multiplying by 3, and then we'll add the numerators and use the same denominator. Now, addition and subtraction is the same when it comes to fractions. You just must have the same denominators and then work on the others. Okay. Now let's see here. Let's move on to the next question. Here, if we have denominators which are different, we do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now in the question here, we have two denominators which don't have anything in common. It means we have to change both of them. This idea here, because we can't make the 2 a 3 or we can't make the 3 a 2. This means we have to use the same denominator by multiplying and cross multiplying. So first we will multiply both of them by each other. So 2 times 3, right here, the common denominator. So 2 times 3 is going to be 6, and this is what we call the common denominator. And then we cross multiply. First, we have to take the 3 and multiply it by the 1 because we depend on the order of the numerators, not the order of the denominators. So this is the first one. It means we have to multiply this by this one. So 3 times 1 is going to be 3. And then 2 times positive 1 is going to be positive 2. Okay. Now we add them because they have the same denominator. We can add the numerators. So 3 plus 2 is going to be 5, and the denominator is 6. So this idea here, because we have two numbers that don't have a common number between them, but they can have a common denominator by multiplying. So it means we multiply them by each other, and then we cross multiply to find the new numerators, and we add the numerators, and we use the same denominator. Same idea here, 5 and 4. We can't multiply one of them to make it like the other. So we multiply and cross multiply like this. So first, let's write the common denominator, which is 20. And then we cross multiply. So 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And then 5 times negative 1 is going to be negative 5. Now, 16 minus 5 is going to be 9. I'm sorry, 11. And then the denominator is 20. Denominator is 20, so the answer is 11 over 20. And this is the idea of this question. So first you have to make them have the same denominator, and then work out the new numerators and find the final answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Here, same ideas, make them have the same denominator and work out the numerators, find the final answer. And that's it for this lesson, I think. Let's see. Yeah, that's it for this lesson. Now let's move on to 6.7. In 6.7, talk about calculating using mixed numbers. Calculating with mixed numbers. So we understand how to solve these problems, addition and subtraction of fractions, multiplying and dividing. Now we're going to work with mixed numbers. First, we're going to turn mixed numbers into improper fractions like we did before. Let's do both of these. First thing we do, we have to use the same denominator. As we said, mixed numbers have three numbers. Improper fractions, they have two numbers like this on top of each other. First thing, we use the same denominator like this. And then we multiply and add. So multiply here and add here. So first, same denominator, which is 8. Now we multiply. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 3 is 19. So we write 19 over 8. And that's the improper fraction of 2 and 3 over 8. Same idea here, same denominator, which is 4. And then multiply and add. Here, multiply, here, add. So 4 times 10 is a 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. And that's the improper fraction of 10 and 3 over 4. And this is how you answer a question like this, turning mixed numbers into improper fractions. Now, you can do it with these steps, or you can use the calculator to find out the improper fraction of these mixed numbers. Now, same idea, we're going to use them to solve questions like these. First, in addition, we can add the whole numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we're going to take the fractions and add them. So 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4. 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4 is going to be 3 over 4. So we're going to add 5 to 3 over 4. So 5 plus 3 over 4. Okay. And that's the idea, which is 5 and 3 over 4. It's going to be 5 and 3 over 4, like this. 5 and 3 over 4. Same idea as we did in the first lessons, dealing with mixed numbers, of adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So you can work on the whole numbers. 3 plus 4 is going to be 7, for example. 7. And then 2 over 3 plus 4 over 5. You write it like this, plus 2 over 3. Let's put it here. 2 over 3 plus 4 over 5. Plus 4 over 5. Please focus here. The ones who didn't understand the first one, focus on this question. Now, let the whole number alone and work on the fractions. First, we have, or we must make them have the same denominator. As we said, same denominator by multiplying and cross multiplying. So first, let's multiply them. So it's going to be 15. Now cross multiply them. So 5 times 2 is going to be 10. 3 times 4 is going to be 12. So plus 12. So the final answer here should be 22 over 15, like this. So when you add 10 and 12, it's going to be 22, and the denominator is 15. And then you add 7 to it, which is in the beginning. So the final answer will be 7 and 22 over 15. But here, this is an improper fraction, so you have to make it a mixed number. So you have to divide 22 by 15 and make it as a mixed number. So let's see how it works. Okay. First, 22 over 15, I want to make it a mixed number. And then I'm going to add 7 to it. Okay. So first, we use the same denominator, which is 15. Divide 22 by 15, it will give me 1. So I write 1 as a whole number, like this. And then 15 times 1 is 15. I subtract it from 22. So 22 minus 15 will give me, very good, it will give me 7. Give me 7. So 22 minus 15 is 7. Now I end up with 1 and 7 over 15. So this one became 22 over 15. I turned it into a mixed number. I got this. Now I'm going to add the 7 to it because the 7 was the first number that we have from 3 plus 4. So when you add 7, this will become 8 and 7 over 15. So the final answer will be 8 and 7 over 15. 7 over 15. And this is how you answer a question like this. So when you work with mixed numbers, focus on turning them into improper fraction, adding them, subtracting them, and working with them. That's it for this question. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. You can work out these by turning them into improper fractions like they did here, and then you'll get the final answer. Same idea, okay? So turn them into improper fractions like we did, and then use the same denominator method or the common denominator, and then work out the rest of the question. Same idea here, work out this. This is multiplying. You can do it like it is with the calculator, or turn this into a mixed number, into an improper fraction, and then multiply it by 3. Same idea with all of them. If you want to multiply, you can turn them into mixed numbers. Mixed numbers, turn them into improper, and then use the multiplying method. Even dividing here, turn them into improper. Use the keep change flip like we did before, and then work out the answer. And that's it for 6.7. I hope you understood the idea. Let's move on to the next question, next lesson. Here we have 6.8. 6.8. 6.8 is about solving problems with fractions and decimals. It means using all the things that we learned before to answer questions. Um, I don't think we have to study this because it's like a revision for all the lessons that we took. The whole ideas that we took before is the same, yes. For example, let's take some of the questions, maybe word problems, like they said. For example, here, Sarah buys 3 pairs of jeans. So she buys 3 pairs of jeans for 125. How much does each pair of jeans cost? Round your answer to the nearest cent. So basically, 3 pairs, let's call them 3x. They cost 125. So I want to know how much money does every x cost. So I'm going to take the 3 to the other side by dividing, like this. So 125 divide 3. So x will equal 125 divide 3. Okay. And by dividing 125 divide 3, each pair will cost 41.6. So equals 41.6 recurring decimal. Recurring decimal. It means the 6 is repeating, is being repeated. So I put a point on top of it. Now the question said, how much does each pair cost? Round your answer to the nearest cent. Nearest cent. Now these are dollars. These are dollars. Now they didn't say round your answer to the nearest dollar. They said to the nearest cent. It means these are sixes, 666. So basically the answer is like this, 41.6666 repeated. So the answer will be 41.7, rounded to the nearest cent. If they say rounded to the nearest whole number, it's going to be 42, 42. And this is how you solve problems regarding decimals and mixed numbers. Now let's move on. Same idea, all questions are like that. I write this as a fraction value. It's like a revision for the ones that we took before. And that's it for 6.8 and unit 6, the total unit. I hope you understood the ideas. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.